locations in Mooresville and Cornelius.
The following is a paid program and does not necessarily reflect the views of WSIC.
I need some real talk. Oh, I need some real talk. Give me some of that real talk.
Today's Real Talk, the show focused on North Carolina real estate. Justin Ckezepis, Claudia Ogrizek of Compass Real Estate. A Monday, unlike many other Mondays, the market is down. It has not been a good day in the market, at least from what I saw last. I haven't been following the numbers throughout the day, but generally speaking, it sounds like it's not been good. Is real estate also plummeting simultaneously, Claudia, right now in this moment?
I don't think so. We just had Friday 6.4 interest rate on average.
So is that down?
This is down in a good way.
Okay.
So yes, it is down, but for us, this is awesome. It means people have more money to buy houses now.
Okay, so on paper, as far as the rate goes, has that translated to the emotion of, okay, let's do this, we're ready to go? Has that happened overnight?
Do you see my face right now? I'm like, I don't even know what time, like everything. Yeah, I got 3 new buyers this weekend. So I guess it's a yes.
So the market is continuing on locally.
Yes, and many people are excited, as we are all been saying. Interest rates come down, buyers come back to the market.
And it's actually happening, even in the
It
short,
happened to me,
this
yes.
almost immediate reaction.
I had 3 calls Saturday of people, actually one of them, I had helped them rent. And I thought it was like maybe 4 years ago. And they're like, no, it's been 7 years. So they had been renting for 7 years. They were watching, and the interest rates came down. They gave me a call. They're like, let's look at houses. So
this is coming out of the missing of the last cycle almost.
yes.
It's 7 years.
Yes. So they didn't do it earlier. They didn't do it in the 2020 COVID super low interest rates because of the bidding wars. Because I know that even though many people got great deals, many people got hurt by it. So now they're ready again.
The theory being this will increase sales prices now. More buyers entering, the rates there,
Yes.
long-term, kind of retrospect on the market, hypothetical for the future, what's going to happen. We're making it all up every day. Clearly look at the market today.
Yeah.
Warren Buffett, I think he owns the country now, I'm pretty sure is how this works. I don't know what I'm supposed to do now. If I have to wear something different, I don't know. But the reaction in the marketplace and buyers coming too. So are sellers instantly taking advantage? Did you get calls from sellers? You said you had buyers. What about sellers? Is there anything cooking on that front?
Not yet, but I'm waiting.
How about
Give me a
listings?
call.
Did any listings see an uptick in activity, do you think?
I have listings being prepared. Oh, I'm lying. I'm lying. I just remembered. Yes, I have listings other than one that is getting ready to hit the market now. I did get a call from sellers there that are saying, let's do it, because now they think they can buy the beach house that they've been planning on buying. And
Retiring and moving, or just moving to the
just
beaches
moving,
for okay.
Yeah, just
All
moving
right.
to, ride their bikes and enjoy beach life. So yes, I'm lying. I did get a listing. I mean, future, but yes, I did get a listing.
Okay, so maybe moving some of the market each way, but doesn't matter because more or less than last week, 500,000 less by county, Canopy MLS, the local MLS here, active and coming soon on the marketplace. Not including under contract, not including close in past 180 days. We're talking about active and coming soon. And more or less is where each week is it more than last. Last week we had
1498.
1498,
Yes.
1,498 active and coming soon on Canopy MLS, 500,000 or less, Mecklenburg County, in a county where the population is 1.1 million. And
After all these days, I'm sure it's like 1.234 already. How many people are moving to Charlotte every day? Like 150?
some number that's
Yes,
made up,
crazy.
but it's believable.
I know. I always like.
It almost seems
how
low.
do you know? Do you count the number of cars from other states that start parking uptown? Like, how do you know?
We're all connected.
Yes.
It's okay.
I'm going to say more, and I want to see it go above 1,500. So Robert thought it was 1,501. I thought it was 1,501 last week. I'm going to keep saying 1,501, so more.
Okay. We'll see. I haven't looked yet. I have no idea.
And now
where it
I'm
is.
dying to see, because of course it will reflect, but I'm dying to see if the lower interest rate will reflect and what I think would happen is actually happening, which is more people will now be willing to sell their house and move. Because again, if you have
off into the sunset.
Yeah, because if you have a super low interest rate and you don't need to move, why would you sell? You're
Right.
not paying anything. Why would you sell unless you have to? So we'll see.
Okay.
And I still think that probably after the elections, it's going to be below 6.
You think it's going to take that long to get there?
Yes. I don't think we're going to get below 6 until election, 2025.
The bell's not closed yet, I don't think, for the market today. So I don't know where it ends, right? Too. I think, is that a factor? I don't know if it matters or not.
I think it does a little, but the fact that it's,
But in the long term,
yeah.
for
I don't
our
think so.
particular area.
And again, I mean, market it's a cycle, so it went down, it will go up again. Things happen.
Right.
I don't think in the long term,
It's
unless it's like constant. I don't think it's going to change much.
But it's the stock market, that being different from the physical
But I'm
asset
not
of
a
real estate.
financial-
But no, not
financial
at all. This
advisor.
isn't at all. This is just literally throwing out a
We are
question
just-
and letting you think about it.
Yes.
Maintenance Monday. You're going to
Yes.
have to educate and help keep people's properties
Oh.
in good quality.
And it drives me crazy because I wish that people would listen to me and do what I'm suggesting, because I see it over and over and over again. Silly things that sellers, owners, my clients, everyone, silly, easy things that they could do that would prevent a major problem in the future. It's nothing crazy. Just take some time to look at your house. And I was at my future listing this weekend again, and this is a repeat client. We are very close by now. And he was complaining because I came to the house and started pointing at things that I gave him a simple list for. And he's like, "You're such a diva." And I'm like, "No, I'm an agent. And I know that if I'm coming with my buyers, I'm going to go straight to what I'm showing you right now. And I'm going to point it out to my buyer. And I'm going to use that against you when I am strategizing an offer."
Right.
So I'm helping you. Listen to me. Get the house ready. Get more money. So
For every action, there's a reaction, buyers
Always.
and sellers. And so
Yes.
you see it from both sides, and
Yes.
that's what you're walking through. And so having that good service, having that connection to the right vendors and knowing the process and navigating the market. Firm exclusives, obviously related to this commission,
love it.
the
Yes.
settlement agreement as of August 1st, no more compensation in the local MLS, no more inputting it, no more talking of compensation, changes some aspects of governance as far as flow of rules and things like that, also tweak with that. Basically, think of the Supreme Court standing, right? It's the same kind of concept as far as just everything's changed at a foundational level now with this. Are you seeing more on the firm exclusive side, we'll say?
Not yet. I haven't seen any major change. I mean, I did see the change on MLS and how things are being done. And I know many people, buyers, sellers, have the questions. But for private exclusive, no. We are just trying to help each other. And I think most agents are trying to, hold hands, navigate, help buyers, help sellers, and work together so everybody gets a good deal.
Okay. That's a little bit of what's going on in the market.
Yes.
And beyond that,
Olympic
did
Games.
you say more or less already? Did you say what?
I said more.
You said
1501.
more.
Yes.
Okay.
More of today's Real Talk with Claudia Ogrizek and Justin Ckezepis is coming up on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Well, kicking off the new work week on a hot and humid note as temperatures climb into the upper 80s, near 90 this afternoon, and mainly dry. Just a low chance of a pop-up shower or storm, but I don't think we have much to worry about. We'll stay mild as we fall back into the low 70s overnight for our Tuesday. Pretty much the same story, mainly dry, just a couple of pop-up showers or storms. High temperatures are up near 90 for the afternoon. Watching the middle of the week closely as Debbie rides up the southeast coast. Could bring us some rain. That's your forecast. From the WSIC Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
The WSIC app is available now wherever you get your apps, featuring local deals from great local businesses like iCats Public Transit.
Here is your WSIC community calendar. Langtree Live in Mooresville continues their free Thursday concert series with Hey Ladies on August 8th. Hey Ladies brings the best music from the new wave era to life. Catchy choruses and fun beats will encourage you to get up and dance. Langtree Live welcomes lawn chairs, has food and drink for sale in the afternoon and evening, with the Hey Ladies concert beginning at 7 p.m. The Second Friday Street Festival is back for the August edition. Celebrate in style on Friday at the Oak Street Mill in Cornelius with live music, local craft breweries, food trucks, sweet treats, artisans, vendors, a kids zone, games, and giveaways. Call your neighbors, leash up your pups, and come celebrate at the Second Friday Street Festival in Cornelius beginning at 5 p.m. Downtown Statesville opens up for a family-friendly day of fun on the second Saturday of every month. Broad Street welcomes pop-up vendors, raffles, event day specials, do-it-yourself experiences, and more. The second Saturday day of fun begins at 11 a.m. in downtown Statesville. The Cookout Monster Truck Bash is at the dirt track at Charlotte Motor Speedway on Saturday, August 17th. Sparks will fly as the metal-bashing 2,000 horsepower machines return for a night of high-flying action on the planet's most diabolical outdoor course. Gates open at 4 p.m. Bring a Cookout Cup for early access to the pit party beginning at 3:30. Pit party includes monster truck rides, inflatable slides, bounce houses, face painting, an autograph session, and souvenirs. Opening ceremonies will begin at 7. Visit charlottemotorspeedway.com or the CMS app for information and details. To keep up with all the events happening around the community and much more, including amazing local deals, download the WSIC News app today.
Today's Real Talk continues now. Here are your hosts, Claudia Ogrizek and Justin Ckezepis on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Today's Real Talk, the show focused on North Carolina real estate. Justin Ckezepis, Claudia Ogrizek of Compass Real Estate. More or less, she says more. More than last week, 500,000 or less in the local MLS. Active and coming soon by county. And so we'll look at that later on. Also, Maintenance Monday, going to get a little tip action going on. Got to take care of the property so that way you can maintain the value of it over time and keep up with the market, because obviously it seems like price go up on real estate. For every time, you can't say every time, though. You have a lot of investors still looking at this marketplace, or is the prices so high that investors aren't even interested
Investors are interested in, yes. You know, long-term real estate makes money, so why would you stop doing it? Of course they are.
Does it seem like neighborhoods are slowing down, right? Because for a while there was, okay, we don't have enough inventory. Now we're starting to see more neighborhoods come up. Is there enough inventory in the new construction world right now?
No. There are, I mean, again, yes, if you have buyers willing to drive, because there's nothing new in town, and if there's anything kind of, let's say, Lake Norman, Huntersville, the new neighbors in Huntersville or Cornelius, they are 1.2, 1.5, $1 million. So you can't find affordable homes in Charlotte or right around Charlotte. So if your buyers are willing to drive further away, Troutman, Statesville, Salisbury, Gastonia, then yes, there is a lot of new construction inventory. Then it's like, are you willing to go to those areas and drive 45 minutes for people that need to drive to work? Like, are you willing to do it? I wouldn't say most people want to do it.
Sure.
So, yes, if you're willing to drive a little and wait for the stores and the restaurants to come to you in the future, I think you can get good deals, low interest rates. There are some promotions going on right now with inventory homes that are ready to close in 30 days. You know, closing costs like $10,000, closing costs 5.5. I saw one 4.9%, so pretty amazing. But you have to be willing to go a little further away, smaller lots, so cookie cutter. Many people don't want to do that. So if you're willing to do all of that, yes, you can find pretty good deals.
There's deals to be had, I think, in the compromising of things. Most notably, I would say a big shift compared to growing up even here locally, the square footage, right? Like if square footage always being, dollar per square foot being that measurement, that way of defining value, if you would, right, from a dollar's perspective.
Yeah, but at the same time, I don't know if we're talking about the same thing, but even like a smaller house,
The cost of land and about the location,
yes,
right? Like that's ultimately what it comes
yes,
down to.
and what I also know and see, because I've been there. We are a small family. We have one child, and when we were moving, we couldn't find maybe a three-bedroom home that had a nice kitchen and living room. So because we didn't need as many bedrooms, immediately the whole house was tight. And not only that, for everything that's newer, they put the houses as close as possible to each other to make a bigger house.
Well, and townhomes are coming
They
around more
are,
too,
yeah,
right? Townhomes,
especially South End,
some of
the
that ties
uptown
into
area.
zoning and things like that as well, and
Almost
utilizing
too
that.
much. I was driving today, actually. I was in South End in the morning, and I kind of think they should plan a little and kind of diversify, because it's like townhouse after townhouse and then apartments and then townhouses, apartments. I wish they did a little single family or restaurants or something to kind of break the whole townhouse craziness.
And there's going to be more neighborhoods, right, that eventually, because of just the age of the buildings and the structures on them, will become tear downs, and the value will be predominantly in the land.
Yes.
and rebuilding of community. That look at downtown Huntersville right now. Look at the construction going on there. There's a lot.
Do you see?
There's a lot.
Do you see my face? Yes.
I think it looks great, though.
Downtown.
I think it looks
Huntersville.
good. Downtown Corntown too. They got a 5-story in downtown Corntown now. If you haven't driven,
Oh, you can't. Yeah, but the ones by the lake.
No, over
The-
near Antiquity, along 115, and if you're traveling
Am
into
I
Davidson,
missing something?
no, they got a 5-story over there now.
Oh, the one almost Davidson, or it is Davidson
Well, it's right
already.
at
Am I
Catawba and
crazy?
115.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And there's another one, I think, in Davidson, which for me is, I was in shock when I saw it. I never thought I would see that in Davidson. Right after the bridge thing
Okay,
on the left
I haven't seen much of that.
there.
going
I
on. know
thought
the
it would
roundabout's
be
going
like a
in now.
cool shopping center, Birkdale thing, and apparently it's apartments, which I never thought I would see in Davidson.
You need housing to some degree in a lot of these areas, but for a price, the market demand, right? What the market value is, a ready, willing, and able buyer and a ready, willing, and able seller coming together, coming up with a price. So you're seeing people who are qualified. And so in town, right? You use that concept of in town, there's limited supply, even more limited than what's even available limitedly on the marketplace. And so that drives that value up. So wages become part of a conversation. So what are you seeing? Anything in the job front? Anything specific that you're seeing as far as
I would be lying if I know.
You don't even you just want to know.
I just want to know, like, are you pre-approved?
Yeah, that's it.
Are you pre-approved? I actually had a call today, and someone that wanted to see a house. I'm like, sure. Are you pre-approved? No, I don't need to be pre-approved. I just want to see the house, and I'll make it happen. I'm like, how do you have the cash? No. I'm like, have you talked to a lender? No. I'm like, you have to, because you don't know if you can afford the house. Nobody's going to take your offer if you're not either pre-approved or can show me cash. Oh, I can talk to my friends and maybe family, and then I can get the money together. I'm like, okay, so first you talk to your friends and your family, put the money, like, do whatever you have to do. And then when you have the money, oh, but I have a house, it's not on the market. I'm like, again.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's wasting your time, and it's going to be wasting my time and the seller's time if you're not pre-approved. Like, there's no point in looking at a house.
How often do you feel like you spend a week just educating clients or potential clients
A lot.
on what it means in the market?
A lot. And I see it that not only I do it in person, I do it on my Instagram, and it's still sometimes when I'm afraid of being repetitive, very often I realize that you have to repeat. And actually, talk about repeat, I want to talk about something else here. You can repeat as much as you want, because people, I think, unless they are currently looking and making the decision, they might listen, they might watch, but they don't save the information. So you have to repeat over and over and over and over again. even repeat clients. I've had clients that bought and sold 5 houses with me, and I do it because they said, yeah, say the whole thing again. We don't remember anything. They bought a house 2 years ago. They're like, no, we need the whole thing again. So very often.
What you got here?
I have the property tax that everybody should be getting. Did you get yours already?
For Mecklenburg County, I did, yeah.
For Mecklenburg, but they are coming. I know I'm talking about Mecklenburg, and we focus, I guess, on Mecklenburg,
Sure.
Lake Norman.
We focus on all of them,
But, you know,
I'm
even though
familiar
I
with
know
Mac.
I am talking about Mecklenburg right now, I think everybody's kind of about to receive their tax, their property tax. And it's something, same thing. I talk about it on my Instagram every year. I email all my clients every year, and a bunch of them call me and say, hey, why did I get a bill I have to pay? I had no idea I had to pay. And I'm like, we talked about it at closing, and, So if you got your tax bill and you have a loan and you pay and you have an escrow account, the bank will pay for it. So don't worry about it. This is just an informational document.
Your money that you've been putting into escrow is supposed to go
Yes.
into an account designated for you toward whatever it is on the time of origination of the loan, whether that includes taxes or insurance. That would be determined at the time of origination, and you then would utilize that as part of this payment. But
Yes.
the county says it's a bill.
Yes.
It's your lender then that is holding those funds. If you have
Yes.
an escrow account, which you have to
If
verify
you
that
have,
with your own
yes.
lender.
Yes.
Do not consult anybody else but your own lender.
Yes. So if you have an escrow account, and I would say 99% of loans, people that have a loan do have an escrow account, you are paying every month for homeowners insurance and tax property, and they will take care of you. But yeah, you can check, but don't get terrified. But if you paid cash, or if you chose not to have, and I don't even know, to be honest, who has the right not to have it in escrow, but if you had the option and you chose not to pay escrow, then you have to pay for it. And then you have until January 5th to pay without interest.
Yeah, because it's for this current year, though the bill
Yes.
comes out and then is considered due, but not considered late until January, giving you a few days at the beginning of the year.
Yes. Even
to get there.
because we got it and Kevin got home and he's like, oh, we have to pay. I'm like, no, we don't, because it's in our escrow account.
Yeah.
But that's why he said, oh my God, we have to pay. I'm like, we don't have to pay because it's in your escrow account. And then I'm like, let me talk and remind people again, if you have it on your escrow account, you don't have to pay it.
Did you have a big increase in your tax bill?
Yes. That's why I have my tissues here.
It's definitely a part of the conversation. Certain neighborhoods, right, that have been around for a while, that let's say maybe, because I can remember, 300,000 being a very nice, very even second home, right? For after you've gone to your first home and then buying a second home here locally, and now that not being the case. So that's a sticker shock. There's a lot of sticker shock for a lot of people.
And I do have people saying, why, what's going on, why? And actually, when we come back, I'll take a look at mine now. Okay, yeah, good. I'll talk about the good and the bad about it, because I know people are like, why am I paying this?
Sure. It's based on two things, the value from the county and then the rate by the taxing authorities. And there's multiple in some instances. So you got to understand too, when you're buying a particular property, what taxing authority is around. Are you in the city? Are you not in the city?
Yes.
All those kinds of things. And so, yeah, definitely part of
I want to talk about
adulting
something else
and
about
owning
it.
a house.
Yes.
Yeah, that's part of it. Today's Real Talk, we're going to have more or less. She says more active and coming soon, more properties on the market. I don't know. We'll see.
We'll be back with more of today's Real Talk, hosted by Claudia Ogrizek and Justin Ckezepis, in just a moment on 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Well, kicking off the new work week on a hot and humid note as temperatures climb into the upper 80s near 90 this afternoon, and mainly dry, just a low chance of a pop-up shower or storm, but I don't think we have much to worry about. We'll stay mild as we fall back into the low 70s overnight for our Tuesday. Pretty much the same story, mainly dry, just a couple of pop-up showers or storms. High temperatures are up near 90 for the afternoon. Watching the middle of the week closely as Debbie rides up the southeast coast. Could bring us some rain. That's your forecast. From the WSIC Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Is your AC ready for the summer? Horn Heating and Air Conditioning is in the Lake Norman area to make sure Mother Nature is no match for your system. Experience the feeling of awe. HornHVAC.com. Schedule your maintenance today.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Grainger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Hey folks, you know Randy Marion Ford Lincoln in Statesville is known for the prices and selection, but I tell you what, you may not have known the distinction that this store received with Ford and Lincoln this year. We received the President's Award for 2023 for Ford for the 5th year in a row. We also received it for Lincoln for the first year, and I tell you, those awards don't come easily. It all boils down to taking care of the customers and having the vehicles you want in stock for you to buy.
Bob McIntosh here with the McIntosh Law Firm in Davidson. Serving this community has been a collective passion of our law firm since 1997. We offer the quality legal services and results you would expect from a large downtown firm, but with a personal, community-focused approach right here at home. The McIntosh Law Firm, your local legal resource.
To learn more about the McIntosh Law Firm, visit McIntoshLawFirm.com.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Wall Street traders are finding no shortage of things to be upset about today. Global markets fell amid economic worry, with Japan's main index down 12%. Friday's worry following the weak July jobs report is snowballing, with the market saying the Fed's fight against inflation with high interest rates is risking an economic downturn. And tech traders are offloading their big AI speculation, now speculating that the upside benefit of AI may not justify the big upside cost, at least for some time. Tyson Foods' quarterly earnings beat the highest of analyst estimates as a rebound in chicken profits helped offset a downturn in its beef business. The result underscores a stronger than expected recovery in the chicken industry, with producers benefiting from lower prices for corn and soybeans, which are used to feed birds, and stronger consumer demand. And the U.S. may propose barring Chinese software in autonomous vehicles in the coming weeks amid security concerns. Reuters is reporting the Biden administration plans to propose a rule that would prohibit Chinese software in vehicles in America with Level 3 automation and above. Erica Herskowitz, Bloomberg Radio.
It's today's Real Talk with Claudia Ogrizek and Justin Ckezepis on 105.9 100.7 WSIC. Local starts here.
Today's Real Talk, the show focused on North Carolina real estate. Justin Ckezepis, Claudia Ogrizek of Compass Real Estate. More or less, we'll find out what the market's doing, how that's moving, how it's shaking. Today, the end of day with the market and the stock market and everything else going on in the world. I don't know any numbers behind that, but we'll find out at some point.
Me neither. But I always say to people that want to invest, and I'm not a financial advisor, but stock market, real estate, the main secret, in my opinion, is do not freak out. Don't start selling things just because the market took a hit. It will recover over time. So be patient, wait.
Remain calm, folks.
Remain calm. I love investing, saving. I'm a big saver. And I always say think long term. Like put the money on the side, stop buying things you don't need.
Amazon doesn't frequent your house 14 times a day?
They do, but for important things. No, I'm not. I swear. I'm a very frugal. Sometimes I call myself cheap. And Kevin says, you're not cheap. You're frugal.
Sure.
He is aware. He's like, I don't have to worry. I know you're not being silly with your money.
Admirable quality.
Yes. So, and I love the idea of saving. I try to talk to people about it, my friends, and even my clients that want to have the talk. I think everybody should learn the difference between, and when Robert was here, we talked about it, want and need. I see so many people struggling, and I get it. Inflation, everything is crazy. But they are still buying things they don't need. So I'm always say, look, start by practicing the thing. Do I want this or do I need it? And try to resist the urge of buying things you want to see how that shows up in your bank account. So
Change of lifestyle.
I do, and you can have a wonderful life not buying a bunch of things you don't need. I'm really spend money or save and invest on things that are worth time, traveling, things that create memories with people you love, and not, new toys or adult. I mean, I was going to say adult toys, not in that way. I mean, like a car.
Sure, you also call
or
it the
a
talk,
TV.
having the talk
Yes.
with someone, and that's
Yes.
also a
So,
different
like,
definition for
spend
you.
the
That's
money
okay.
in a way that it creates like memories and feelings, and stop wasting your money on objects. Anyway, this is my Monday. My Monday
Is this like a transition to
motivational.
the next season of back to school, end of summer type thing for you, or is it just we're just excited?
I don't
because
have to. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like for me, I don't have to think about back to school anymore because my daughter is done. She's an adult.
That's another type of season. My son's going into kindergarten a week from tomorrow, so that's
Have you
the
bought?
extreme.
Have you bought the whole
We
craziness?
did school
like
shopping
the
this past weekend. We got a new pencil box. Yeah, fresh Batman. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when Nina was in the whole list of thousands of things, and I'm a rebel. I refuse to buy the whole thing because I'm like, she doesn't need, 80 boxes of tissues. Like nobody will ever convince me. I get it that they went for the classroom, but it was whatever was too unreasonable. I'm like, no, I'm not going to buy it. Not now. I might buy it in a few months, but no, I'm not going to buy
My child will bring
30
their own rations.
glue sticks.
My child will bring their own rations and their own rations alone.
Yes, no. Yeah. So no. But yeah, very exciting, I guess. I guess everybody's dying for the kids to go back to school.
Well, the traditional market, right? If we think back to a cycle, let's go back kind of pre-COVID. Summertime gets hot before everybody wants to move before school starts.
Yes.
That was a big thing. Are we seeing that normal ebb and flow at all? Any trace of that cyclical style market?
It did grow, since the beginning, March.
A few units.
1,000,
Sure.
from 1,000 to 1,500. So yes, and we'll see now probably a decline, but we have to remember that not everybody that moves has kids or has school-age kids. There are the younger people, the older people moving, the ones that are empty nesters. So what happens when the market calms down after spring market is that we always say the more serious buyers are still looking, still ready to move. So nothing stops. Spring, you have probably more listings, but more buyers at the same time. It's just, something interesting that we could try to find out how the number of listings and the number of buyers move together. You know what I'm saying? Like fewer buyers in the fall and winter, does it move with the number of, what do you think? Have you ever spent the time? Yes.
Tracking that, like
Yes.
number of buyers in the marketplace? I mean, Neuralink is the answer to that. We just connect everybody to Neuralink. Do you know about Neuralink?
Do it, yes. but
Okay. That way we'll know if they're buyers
let's do
hunting.
it.
Let's do
Because
that.
I'm guessing it kind of goes together.
Supply
see.
and demand is what
Supply
you're
and
talking
demand,
about.
yes,
Supply we
exactly.
can
Oh,
see.
one of my
Demand
favorite
is
things,
yeah.
yes.
Demand is typically a reflection of the change of sales price or consideration, we should say, more so, because maybe at some point it's not dollars. I don't know.
Actually, now you said the supply and demand. I have some things that I just love in life, and so using supply or thinking about supply and demand in general, something I'm fascinated by. The golden rule, love it. I live by it, and I think it's extremely important. Karma, golden rule.
Oh, I thought it was beef over chicken. I thought
And
that was a golden rule.
never something else that is actually one of my favorite expressions in English is no, don't ever take anything for granted. I'm very. Can you see this Monday? I'm very.
We're in it to win it. That's it.
I know, it's crazy.
That's
I
it.
think it's because and I don't know if you saw it. I'm sure Joe did. That a Brazilian gymnast got gold for the first time in history.
Congratulations.
Yes, so it's
That's
pretty.
that's
I'm
cool.
pretty excited.
You're
yeah.
celebrating with too, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I'm very happy. I was talking to Kevin about it because I'm like, she got silver, I think, twice. Her name is Rebeca Andrade. For people that want to know how to say her name in Portuguese, it's Rebeca Andrade. She got silver. She had gotten silver, I think, in Tokyo. And I was talking to Kevin about it. Why? Because I was crying and all emotional. And I'm
You're
like,
full support. Like, yeah, we're in this.
yeah, but it's not only that. It's like you have to understand that in Brazil, if you're not a boy or a guy playing soccer, you're nothing. Like athlete-wise.
That is the pinnacle
If you are
of
not a
sports in
guy playing
Brazil.
soccer, it's like, I don't care about you. So to know that a different sport, especially being a girl from the slums, so she was born in the favelas in Rio. She had to walk. I was watching something. She had to, when she started training, she had to walk 2 hours a day to go to the gym because her mom had to go to work, and she would she'd had money to either take the bus herself to go to work, or so Rebecca could go to the gym. So Rebecca, at 9 years old, had to walk for 2 hours. And I'm sure the equipment was old and bad. So to see that a girl like this is now a Olympian with a gold medal, it's...
In what sport again?
Gymnastics.
In gymnastics.
Yeah, so it is pretty. And I was like, I'm crying. So that's why I brought my tissues because, I'm very happy. I'm very excited for my country and for her.
Do you think that the Olympics coming to LA in 2028 will change the price of real estate here?
Here in Charlotte, I don't think so.
You don't think that'll have an
No,
effect?
maybe in LA, but not here. Should I buy a house in LA and
flip it real quick when it comes in?
Airbnb?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if
do
you
I
want to get
have
into
$2
that
million
regulatory
to
environment.
buy a 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom old house in LA? There's so many people from California moving here.
And then
I
get taxed
doubt
on
it.
it like 5 times
It's
in
crazy.
between.
It's crazy.
You gonna make
So many
anything on
people.
that? I mean, people have to actually be making money on these flips that you see happening out there, right?
Oh yeah.
Because people are buying
I don't
them.
even know. It's crazy.
Are there enough buyers demanding units here still, even locally? Like,
Here?
yeah,
Mhm.
still chomping at the bit, just waiting on the house to come. Now with the interest rates, is
at
chomping at you during the day?
I
The
need
phone
some
won't stop?
Red Bull.
Yeah, to keep going.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm waiting. I don't know. I don't know if I'll need toothpicks to be able to survive. Saturday I worked for more than 12 hours.
Okay, so if you are staying as busy as you are, what about as far as like volume of real estate brokers locally? Are you seeing the number of brokers still present in the marketplace?
Not yet, but I want to watch that number, and I think it's going to go down with the whole changes. I think many people that are not here for the right reasons or don't really know what they're doing, I think they're going to go away.
And by changes, you mean that sellers offering compensation
Yes.
to buyers
Mhm.
and their brokers.
Yeah.
Are you seeing anything additional there when you're speaking with sellers, talking with buyers? Anybody willing to die on that hill right now?
I am having the conversation on both sides, and it's great that they are willing to listen and understand. And so far, I've been very lucky that, especially buyers, but my sellers too, but my buyers are with me. They understand, and they're here with me. They understand, they value. So it's pretty, so far, and I know it's been 4 days, but so far, I think it's going to be okay. It will be a transition, but I think it's going to be okay after a while.
I mean, in some way, shape, or form, in whatever way it lands, there's no way to know because I don't have a crystal ball, but it will be built into the deal one way or another.
Yes.
In some way, wherever way it lands, that it's able to market likes,
Yeah.
people flow.
Mm-hmm.
Stay with us. Today's Real Talk with Claudia Ogrizek and Justin Ckezepis will be back after these messages on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Well, kicking off the new work week on a hot and humid note as temperatures climb into the upper 80s near 90 this afternoon, and mainly dry. Just a low chance of a pop-up shower or storm, but I don't think we have much to worry about. We'll stay mild as we fall back into the low 70s overnight. For our Tuesday, pretty much the same story, mainly dry, just a couple of pop-up showers or storms. High temperatures are up near 90 for the afternoon. Watching the middle of the week closely as Debbie rides up the southeast coast. Could bring us some rain. That's your forecast. From the WSIC Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Here is your WSIC community calendar. Langtree Live in Mooresville continues their free Thursday concert series with Hey Ladies on August 8th. Hey Ladies brings the best music from the new wave era to life. Catchy choruses and fun beats will encourage you to get up and dance. Langtree Live welcomes lawn chairs, has food and drink for sale in the afternoon and evening, with the Hey Ladies concert beginning at 7 p.m. The Second Friday Street Festival is back for the August edition. Celebrate in style on Friday at the Oak Street Mill in Cornelius with live music, local craft breweries, food trucks, sweet treats, artisans, vendors, a kids zone, games, and giveaways. Call your neighbors, leash up your pups, and come celebrate at the Second Friday Street Festival in Cornelius beginning at 5 p.m. Downtown Statesville opens up for a family-friendly day of fun on the second Saturday of every month. Broad Street welcomes pop-up vendors, raffles, event day specials, do-it-yourself experiences, and more. The second Saturday day of fun begins at 11 a.m. in downtown Statesville. The Cookout Monster Truck Bash is at the dirt track at Charlotte Motor Speedway on Saturday, August 17th. Sparks will fly as the metal-bashing 2,000 horsepower machines return for a night of high-flying action on the planet's most diabolical outdoor course. Gates open at 4 p.m. Bring a Cookout Cup for early access to the pit party beginning at 3:30. Pit party includes monster truck rides, inflatable slides, bounce houses, face painting, an autograph session, and souvenirs. Opening ceremonies will begin at 7. Visit CharlotteMotorspeedway.com or the CMS app for information and details. To keep up with all the events happening around the community and much more, including amazing local deals, download the WSIC News app today.
Now, more of today's Real Talk with Claudia Ogrizek and Justin Ckezepis on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC. Local starts here.
Today's Real Talk, the show focused on North Carolina real estate. Justin Ckezepis, Claudia Ogrizek, Compass Real Estate. Tax bill in hand, ready to rock. And the counties will get them because, again, they get released and become due and payable, I believe, as of, was it September 1st?
In Mecklenburg, it's September 1st, but I think it's September 1st.
Technically due because that's a regulatory side, right, as far as the way that the state operates and municipalities and all this kind of stuff. And then so not considered late until a few days into January. Mm-hmm. And so having that ability to pay at any time in between, but looking at what the value is. And there's two components to your tax bills, right? There's the value set by the county, and then there are the taxing authorities' rates that apply then to that value. And so when you're looking at your tax bill, that's the breakdown there. And so then that has to do with individual budgets. For example, Huntersville and Mecklenburg County, Cornelius and Mecklenburg County, Davidson and Mecklenburg County, Mooresville and Iredell County.
But there are
if
areas,
you are inside of...
Yes, in the city. So
Correct.
there are houses in Mooresville that don't pay Mooresville taxes.
There are certain locations on a map that have to do with
whatever
territories.
reason, you don't pay city taxes. But yes, you would probably most of the times pay county and city and waste and
depending
on whatever. So yeah, this is a question. This is a very hard question when my clients ask me, and they're like, "Why is the rate?" Like, why?
Because that ends up with the budget having to do with the individual municipality.
I don't have the answers for every city, every county, because each one has their own rule, but don't worry about, and they might change anyway. But one of my clients that called me last week, he said, I'm not calling. I know it's in my escrow, but I want to talk about the value. Is this good? I don't like it. And it was new construction. So let's say, I don't remember, I'm going to make up a number, but he paid $400, and now the county says it's $425. And he's like, I don't like it. Can you take a look at it? Can I do anything about it? So I'm like, okay, give me a few minutes. Let's see the market value of your house, and I'll get back to you, because you could potentially fight it. And then I called him back. I said, I have good news and bad news. He's like, okay. I'm like, the good news is that your house is actually worth more than what the tax bill is saying. So they're saying it's $425, and your house is actually worth $460. So awesome. You have more equity than you thought in your house. So this is good. the bad news is that because the tax record is the tax value is already behind the market value, you can't complain because you should be thankful that the market value is wrong and below what your house is worth. So pay and be happy that you're making money after buying a house.
And there is a process you can dispute what you believe the value to be.
Yes, you can if you can prove it. So I think last year or 2 years ago, Mecklenburg, I know that many of them had their reassessment. I don't know, but 2 years ago maybe. Mecklenburg, Gaston County, I think Barris, and I had a bunch of clients, of course, call me to say, hey, is there any way I can fight it? So I did spend quite some time taking a look at everyone to see, and with one exception, everybody was already the valuation was already behind the market value. So again, I gave them the good and the bad news. I had one house that in Gaston County, in Gastonia, that was above value, and it made no sense. So I collected a few sold houses. I kind of did a CMA, sent it to my clients, and they were able to dispute it and had the taxes lowered to what was the actual market value.
It's a process, and you've got, if you want to, you've got to pay the bill because they have a pretty high ability to take your house if you don't pay your tax bill.
But with that, I mean, other than a few exceptions, most of the times, by the time they have everything done, it's already behind the market value. So as they prepare everything, the houses are already going up in our area, in the Charlotte area. So yes, nobody likes it when they have the reassessment, but the truth is, it's a good sign. It's a sign you're making money.
It's a good sign, but it's of really not much value when you're not selling. Now, you can't have just instantly turn the fountain off and turn the fountain on, but that's the part of, okay, you want it really low while you're not looking to sell. Then when you go to sell, you want it really high because it's a way to prove the value, or at least, have a stat for market value.
Yes, and it's funny because the way people see it. So when they are buying a house, they look at the tax value because they are trying to see if they can put an offer on the house based on the, and I'm like, guys, it's always behind.
Tax value is not market value.
But exactly. But then when they're selling, they're like, forget about it. I'm like, oh, didn't you just put, right? So it's like, okay, when I'm buying, I want the property value to use that as a comp, I guess. And when I'm selling, I do not want to look at the number because, of course, it's below the market value. So, and I always say, no, don't look at that. It doesn't dictate anything.
We'll see if tax bills go anywhere but up in the future because it's time for more or less. Okay. More or less active coming soon in the local MLS by county. Usually looking at Mecklenburg, 500,000 or less. More or less than last week. Last week was 1498.
Yes.
And so this week, Claudia Ogrizek, are there more or less active and coming soon units available at 500,000 or less in Mecklenburg County than last week?
There's more, and I would love to see, just for fun, 1501.
1501. Calling out last week being 1498, saying this week 1501. So three more units.
Three more. That's all.
That's all you're asking for.
Yes, I'm not asking for much.
She says more, and Claudia, you are wrong.
No way.
1,493 now available. So we moved down.
All I wanted was three more, and now we have
you moved
five.
Down five less. In a county with 1.1 million in population, as we're arguing over mere single-digit units on the market.
Because we have 100 people moving every day.
That's it. And so that's what's going on in the market right now.
That is crazy. And I was so hopeful. We need to, come on, call me. Let's list your house so I can have more than 1,500.
But sellers don't have anywhere to go. They'd be stuck in this trapped land.
They can stay with friends.
Yeah, sure. There it is. Yeah. Sleep on the couch for a while.
Yes.
Let's go back to couch surfing.
Yes.
That's a good trend.
It's crazy. By the way, there are people moving. There are more people that I get, especially out of state. I do have many out of state people in my buyers, but there are a few moving away.
At leaving North Carolina.
Leaving North Carolina.
Or leaving Charlotte, leaving North Carolina, staying in North Carolina. What you seeing there?
All of the above.
Okay.
So I have people going to Georgia, Florida, California, which is crazy because I get a lot of people from California and Florida, but there are people moving back. Some people didn't adapt to the North Carolina.
Or North Carolina also
weather or
becoming
life.
transient, and people coming and
Maybe.
going more with the
Mhm.
type of jobs that are
Yep.
coming here. We'll probably see an increase of that in some way, shape, or form, I would imagine.
And I almost feel like some, especially the younger people, came. This is something I've seen. So they came here, and they try to lure their parents to move to North Carolina. The parents said, "I'm not going anywhere," and then they go back to be close to family. So I see that happen quite often.
You seen a bunch of people have babies these days, or is that
Yes.
that happening?
Oh, yeah. I think
Seeing
there's
that as an
something in the
increase?
water.
I feel like it slowed down for a little bit, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm just making it
A
up. just
baby
feeling-
thing, you're making it
Yeah,
up. I
yeah,
don't know. In
no
what
idea.
I see, everybody's pregnant.
Okay. Everybody is. All right. All over the place.
Yes.
All right. How about Maintenance Monday? So we need to take care of our property. We need to make sure that we help maintain the value of it. That's what we can do to do that. What you got?
As easy as possible. And I know it sounds crazy, but clean the house. Clean the house. There are people that never, ever, for instance, open the windows and clear the structure, returns and vents. I think I talked about it, but in general. So window structures, windowsill, returns, vents, bathroom vents, corners.
Talking about that deep clean. You're giving the deep clean right
Not
now?
necessarily, just
This is
clean
a normal
little.
clean for you.
Normal clean.
All
Just
right.
like, because there are people that don't.
Sure. I got look,
Sometimes-
let me tell you, a 2-week-old macaroni that's stuck to the floor underneath the countertop where you didn't
Yeah.
see before where the kids sit, that
It's-
one will get you good.
It's a thing. I see it
You
all
can
the
stub
time.
your toe on that sometimes.
I see it all the time. And again, it might sound crazy, but keeping your house, it doesn't have to be crazy clean, but clean, well maintained in general can help over time. Because sometimes it's hiding other problems. So just, silly cleaning, get a cleaning. There are people, actually many people, that have no idea how much a cleaning crew costs because they never tried. And then when I tell them, they're like, "Oh, I should have had a monthly cleaning person."
Funny you say that. I saw today driving through Cornelius. I was heading over toward near for Fresh Market and
Mhm.
Total Wine and all that over there, and there was a little mini EcoSmart car driving around, Made Express or something
Mhm.
like that. I was like, "Oh, that's pretty cool." They're zipping around town, right? The type of place it is. Is there somebody who can kind of jump and be around and do some quick things?
I
Hey.
think you can have monthly cleaning to help out with the everyday thing, but I think you can, of course, depending, but an average, let's say 2,500 square feet house, 3,000, you could possibly have it for like 150, 175 a month, which is not bad at all, in
For
my
weekly?
opinion. For you, no, monthly.
Oh.
Oh yeah, well, yes, once a month, 150, 175, which I don't think is bad at all.
If I let the macaroni noodles pile up for an entire month underneath the countertop,
Then you need a dog that will take care of it.
that's the next
Then you don't
level.
need. It's a little more than a cleaning crew, but
Yeah, what about pets? We never talk about pets. Maybe we should do that. We'll do that next week. How about
Okay.
that? We'll talk something about
and
pets.
actually, I want to talk about solar panels one day.
Do you
Maybe
have a
next
pet?
week.
Have we
I have
talked-
two. Yeah, I have two Yorkies.
you've got dogs.
Yeah, I do have dogs.
Do they shed?
No, not at all.
Are they
Yorkies are the
short-haired?
best.
Are they short haired?
No,
Long
I mean,
haired?
kind of. They are messy hairs,
Okay, so okay, all right. Well, maybe there's something to that. I
but they
know.
don't shed. They're
Perfect.
they're awesome.
Perfect
yes.
specimens.
Mhm.
Just like the market. For every action, there is an equal yet something different reaction.